Hey YouTube, this is Imagine What You'll Know Tomorrow. We're here to do a couple of sight reviews and explain some different things about optics and what you should look for and what you should try and steer away from. I guess the first thing we'll talk about is the Sightmark ultrashot reflex sight. These are pretty good. The problem that I ran into with these is that the batteries that come with it only last for so long, and the batteries are really difficult to find. These are actually pretty reliable and they're reasonably inexpensive compared to EOTechs or whatever else. They don't come camo. They take paint well. It doesn't hurt anything. You just got to tape everything off properly. They have windage and elevation adjustment. They have adjustable reticle, but you need to keep in mind that when you change the reticle, you're changing where the reticle sits inside your sight, so you'll have to resight your weapon. The next optic I had tried was the HG Pro, the Aimshot, and these are inexpensive. They say that they're a decent combat optic. If you can see in here, it appears that the reticle is bright enough, but if you were going to use this exclusively at night, it'd be doable, but during the day, you get so much washout with any sort of light that this is totally unusable in the field as an optic. You'd throw it off your gun. After that, we ended up trying out the Mepro Lite. These are fiber optic and tritium powered. So there's a fiber optic right here. This is a light collection unit, and then in front there's another plate that collects light. These are incredibly effective. Doesn't take any batteries. It'll never run out on you. It'll always be on. You can see the triangle inside of there. I don't know how well focused it is, but this thing runs great. It works great with most magnifiers, and we've had really good luck with it. These come with the QD mount. They're around $500. But it's worth it. It's better than spending $1,000 on an ACOG, and you still get the tritium, and then it's backed up for brightness with the fiber optic. One of the things you should try and watch out for is clones. We've had a lot of trouble with clones. My friend Pat can tell you about this EOTech clone.
This one I bought as a 551. Guy actually put it in a standard EOTech box. Turns out it's a Chinese fucking airsoft one. One of the things you want to look out for is the serial number. I painted over it because I just stuck it on my paintball gun because that's pretty much how useful it is, unless you got one of those high-speed 22 AR jobs. Basically, the serial number is 704429. You're screwed. It's a clone. The battery pack is really cheap. It'll actually almost pop off every time you try to shoot it. Same thing with the QD mounts. As you can see, you can flick them right open. While you're firing anything that has some sort of a recoil, it'll just pop right open. You'll lose your optic. On the back, it looks pretty legit, but you can actually, when you hit the button, the night vision button, you'll actually switch your reticle. If you don't know really that much about it, you'll think that that's just your night vision reticle. It's not. Night vision reticle is a lot different than that. When it turns on, it'll switch from red to green. And pretty much right then you're screwed. It won't take, back to the battery thing, it won't take double A's like this one did. I contacted EOTech themselves, and they said that they don't produce one that makes any double A's for it. I wanted to try to get the lithium upgrade kit and all that fun stuff, and they were like, dude, you're screwed. So basically, I got this for the full price of an EOTech, and short round, it just doesn't work. And one of the other things you want to look for clones is these Magpul M buses. They're light, they're cheap, so I figured I'd buy them. But these are clones too. They're yet again for airsoft or paintball, and they just don't function right with the weapon. You have to really tweak the front sight post to get it to line up right, and one of the easiest ways to tell is if your front sight and your rear sight both have the Magpul logo on it, it's a fake sight as well. Magpul really should only have it on the rear sight aperture. And if it just, honestly, what the price is, if it's too good to be true, it usually is.
Flip-up sights are almost absolutely necessary. These are Troy battle sights that are made for Ruger. This is a Ruger SR556C. They work really well. They're low profile, they won't get in your way, and you can use them if your optic fails for some reason, or gets broken, or shot out, or whatever it is. The last thing we wanted to show you guys is this Tasco optic from, I think it's actually from Walmart. It's a pretty cheap alternative to an expensive sight system. Pat's been running it on his rifle for a while, and you've had pretty good luck with it, right?
I like it. Surprisingly, for being a Tasco, it works pretty well. Guaranteed you're not shooting any large calibers, because biggest you run through these are pretty much 5.56 at 65 grain. It handles it well. It was easy to sight in, and I've dropped it even by mistake with this rail riser. When I went to screw it on, it just decided it would try to jump, and it hit the ground, and surprisingly all it did was move it up a little bit, and it's actually not damaged it, and she still was pretty much zeroed right in. So I haven't had any problems with it, but I'm looking into getting a Mepro and a magnifier myself just to get one, pretty much, instead of having a full-time magnification.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice to have the flip-to-side magnification. Alright, well, that about wraps it up. Thanks for checking out our video, and hopefully we'll post a bunch more stuff.